If you've ever deposited a check on a Friday, especially through mobile deposit, and then checked your account on Saturday or Sunday, wondering why the money isn't there yet, you're definitely not alone. This is one of the most common banking questions I see, and the short answer is most banks don't fully process deposits on weekends, even though the app lets you submit them. Let's break down why that happens and what you can realistically expect. First, here's the important distinction. Just because your bank accepts a deposit doesn't mean it's been processed. When you deposit a check, whether it's through an ATM, a branch, or your phone, it usually goes through a few steps behind the scenes. And most of those steps don't fully happen on Saturdays and Sundays. So while your bank app might say deposit received or pending, that doesn't mean the funds have officially cleared. Why banks don't process deposits on weekends? Most banks rely on clearing systems that operate on business days, meaning Monday through Friday, excluding holidays. On weekends, deposits are often queued, not processed. Checks aren't fully verified. Interbank clearing doesn't move the same way it does during the week. So if you deposit a check on Friday after your bank's cut-off time or any time on Saturday or Sunday, that deposit usually won't start processing until Monday, or the next business day if there's a holiday. But my app let me deposit it. This is where a lot of confusion comes from. Mobile deposit systems are designed for convenience. They'll accept your check anytime, nights, weekends, holidays. But acceptance is not the same thing as availability. Think of it like dropping something in a mailbox. You can drop it in on Sunday, but it doesn't actually get picked up and processed until Monday. Same idea with deposits. Why some money might show as available anyway. Sometimes you'll see partial availability before the deposit fully posts. That can depend on the amount of the check, your account history, how long you've banked there, past deposit behavior, your bank's funds availability policy. But even if some money shows as available, the deposit itself usually won't officially post until the next business day. Cut-off times matter more than people realise. Every bank has a daily cut-off time, often in the late afternoon or early evening. If you deposit before the cut-off on a business day, it usually counts for that day. After the cut-off, it's treated as the next business day. So a deposit made Friday at 6:30 p.m. might be treated the same as one made Saturday morning. Both typically won't start processing until Monday. What you can do to avoid surprises. A few practical tips that help. Try to deposit checks earlier in the day. Don't rely on weekend deposits for urgent payments. Know your bank's cut-off time. Ask your bank for their funds availability policy. If timing matters, deposit earlier in the week. This avoids that frustrating, "Why isn't my money there yet?" moment. The big takeaway. In most cases, a weekend delay isn't an error, and it's not your bank holding your money unnecessarily. It's just how the banking system processes deposits behind the scenes. Once you understand that timing, deposits start to make a lot more sense and a lot less stress. If you've run into this before, you're not doing anything wrong. It's just banking mechanics at work. If you've ever wondered why deposits don't go through on the weekends, now you have a clearer picture of what's happening behind the scenes. Subscribe for more simple explanations of how banking actually works.